Living with MS is frustrating. I think it's probably the most common word I use on a day-to-day basis. Trying just to do the ordinary, regular things are difficult, tiring. Yeah, that's about it, frustrating. I got involved with the Octopus Trial initially through registering with the MS register, and they asked about taking part in trials, and I registered, and in about 2021 I received an email asking would I be interested in taking part in the Octopus Trial and would I like to register, so I did.
The special thing about this trial is that it uses a very innovative design, multi-arm and multi-stage. So the multi-arm bit means that we're able to test a number of drugs simultaneously, just rather than just one against the placebo. And then the multi-stage design means that after an interim analysis of those initial drugs that we've trialed, we can then introduce other drugs if some of those have not been shown to be effective initially. So this is quite revolutionary, certainly for MS. This sort of design has been used in other areas of medicine before, such as in the COVID-19 treatment trials, and also in finding treatments for patients with prostate cancer. But it's a really new design for patients with MS, and hopefully we'll get quicker answers about more drugs more effectively in a shorter time frame.
So researchers in Queen's are very actively involved in the Octopus clinical trial. This is a national trial, so it is led from London, but there are sites throughout the UK, of which Belfast is one, and we actually are a hub site. We're one of 4 hub sites in the UK. Queen's researchers are involved in actively screening treatments that could be potentially used in this trial, and are also part of the scientific steering committee, making decisions about the scientific merits of treatments that are then put forward as being potentially a candidate for this trial. We're hoping to recruit over 120 people with MS into this trial, and as it is open to people with progressive forms of MS living throughout Northern Ireland. They don't necessarily need to be attending a Belfast MS clinic. We are happy to talk and meet with people with progressive forms of MS elsewhere in Northern Ireland.
So we have invested over £230 million since the organisation began in MS research, and we're committed to finding ways of slowing, stopping and reversing the effects of MS. And we want everyone to have a treatment option, and Octopus is our latest way of making that happen. We're excited about it because it's a new way of working. It'll hopefully get people treatments a lot faster, up to 3 times faster than a normal clinical trial, and what we want is treatments available for everybody as soon as possible.
Well, I think for myself initially, being realistic, I would just like to see some medication that slows down the progress initially. If it were to stop it, that would be great, and if it were to reverse the symptoms, the difficulties, that would be absolutely fantastic.